Polkadot Stingray is a Japanese pop rock band, and this new album is not really new at all. It came out 6 months ago. It came out 6 months ago, man. This came out in February. Discovered it very, very recently, digging through the wonders of the internet and finding lesser known albums to latch onto. And it worked because this is a friggin' great album. This is one of those albums that just completely itches that scratch of just wanting some really fun, over the top pop music that is just so catchy and sugary, and you just need that sometimes. The Catchy album that came out this year is pretty close to doing that, but it's much more of a dreamy and aesthetically pleasing type of album. Like, yeah, sure, the songs are really catchy and upbeat, but it is kind of clouded in that shoegaze mist. And the Wise Blood album is much more of a baroque pop experience, and the Sheena Ringo album is just so balls to the wall that you couldn't really categorize it as anything, whereas here we've got Polkadot Stingray just making straight up catchy, instantaneously memorable pop music. This is very much J-pop to its core. I mean, this album, if you're big on that genre, I feel like you may hear this and think, well, it's not really adding anything new to the genre, so I'm not really engaged by this or interested by this. But this is basically what I want from my J-pop, honestly. I don't listen to much of it, but when it's this catchy and upbeat, I can't deny it. And also with that rock blend too, so many of these tracks have fantastic guitar playing. There's some really quite complex riffs going on, I think, here, almost on the level of something like you'd hear from a math rock album. Not quite as technical, but there are definitely some speedy guitar playing riffs that do kind of turn your head a little bit. You're just a bit like, oh shit, they're really doing this. Which is certainly rare to find in a pop album, I think, but that's kind of what you're getting with J-pop all the time. It is just constantly surprising you because of how how diverse of a genre it can be. The vocals are just so upfront and in your face, not in an annoying way though. Sometimes that can get a bit irritating. It can get just slightly screechy or just annoying to the ears, something like you'd hear on the Otterboke Beaver album, which I did enjoy, but it did at times just get a little bit too annoying. But this thing has fantastic vocal chops. They soar on every chorus. The choruses are just so damn good. The first two tracks on the album particularly, I think, sell that point that I just made very well. And honestly, I don't think there's that much diversity across the album. Once you hear the first few songs, I think you've kind of got the blueprint for the album, which can sometimes be a hindrance, I think. Freddie Gibbs and Madlib did that for me, where the first few songs just felt like I'd heard the whole thing because there wasn't really that much to each track that kept me interested, but whereas this seems to keep me interested the whole way through. You could probably argue that there may be a bit of a length issue. I mean, it is almost an hour long, so depending on your taste, you could kind of get annoyed with this, or maybe not annoyed, but you could definitely get a bit bored with them doing very similar things on each track, but it just never gets that boring for me. It's very much hitting that spot that Future Me Hates Me did last year, that power pop goodness, where the band are just so good at doing it that you just could listen to it all day because it's just done so damn well. Which means I'm going to be going very high on this. I'm going to go 8.5 out of 10. I'm just having so much fun listening to this, man. It's definitely a really major highlight for the year. Hope you enjoy as much as I do too. It is quite an old album at this point, I guess you could say, so do go back to it and check it out. Especially if you're one of those people that's not really finding that much from 2019 that you're loving, which there are many albums out there, and this could be one of those that you may end up liking. It's a great album for me. I think this is just pop music done so damn well, and I can't deny it. Thank you for watching my review. Have a good day. Hope you enjoy this album as much as I do. Goodbye.